but this is the will or the advice of Sid and Sultan of Awliya, whom Sultan of Awliya hasn't translated directly from him, and he was ordered to be given from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to him. And for this, inshallah, we continue this series of teaching. But we'll see first about months of Ramadan. Alan Dato, MashaAllah, I say perhaps you will not come late. We were late yesterday, we were tired all. We make them to sit for hours. But alhamdulillah, it was easy, and they didn't feel it too much. Anyone tired yesterday in the Tarawih prayer? Okay.
I was tired before Tarawih.
Eh?
I was tired before Tarawih.
After Tarawih, he will be flying. Only I will talk a little bit about months of Ramadan, then I start. Because it is now months of Ramadan, it's better to talk a little bit about it. Then months of Ramadan will be happy that we mentioned. Welcome. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم دستور يا سيدي مدد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر لله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم مدد يا حضرة الرسول مدد يا إمام الحقان مدد يا سلطان أولياء خاتم يا شيخ شعب الله الكاذب أرسلان غوث ومددا يا رسول الله يا حبيب الله أفضل من يا سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا شعب الله شمعنا أبو بكر رضي الله الأمان الأمان يا ربنا يا الله افتح علينا فتوح العارفين أيدنا بتأييد رباني تأييد محمد عند رسول الله تعالى قلوبنا فتحا مبين فتوح العارفين فتوح أوليائك فتحا رباني من عندك تعالى قلوبنا يا الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن الله التوفيق ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. Allah Almighty ordering us to obey, not to criticize or why. There is no why, there is no any question or doubt, but to obey Allah Almighty. Don't say to Allah Almighty, why this is like this, why is that like this. Only it was given to Sayyidina Musa to ask Allah Almighty as he liked. But for all other prophets and all creation, they will say, سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. We hear, we listen, and we obey you, Allah Almighty. And please forgive us if we not fulfilling what you order us. And that is the same for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the same for awliyaullah. If they order you by something which benefit you according to Sharia of Rasulullah in this life and in the other life. But if they order you in something which is against the will of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah, then be careful, because sometimes awliya can fall in mistake, but Prophet cannot fall in mistake. And Allah Almighty is Allah Almighty who created all deeds. And for this, to obey Allah Almighty, blindly obey. Obey Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, blind and prophets. To awliya, always obey them blindly according to Sharia of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the azima of Sharia of Rasulullah, to whatever make Allah pleased and Rasulullah from you. If they order you to do something which make Allah Almighty unhappy from you, be careful. Perhaps the awliya cannot be also like Prophet Ma'sumin, yani in a way that perhaps they can say something, do this, but they don't mean it, or without looking at Lawh al-Mahfuz, according to what coming to their mind, they will tell. Then be careful that you will not fall down in a valley, that then you need this awliya to make miracles, to make shafa'ah for you, to bring you up to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to Allah Almighty. So everything according to Sharia, fulfill it. Anything ordered from the Ulil Amr, whom they are ruling you, always obey, but be careful. For example, the government, whatever put laws, you must obey, because if you don't obey, they put you in prison. And the same, awliya, they will tell you, obey what we say, but if something which is making Allah Almighty unhappy, you will be put also in prison. Allah will put you in prison. Be careful. For this, it is too difficult to be always so close in the warm zone of awliyaullah. Always be in the free zone, where either to do or not, according the ability. You are able to do this or not. But if you are in the warm zone, then you must do it. And if Allah not happy, He will jail you, He prison you. So be careful. Always be put a border between you and awliyaullah. But between you and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't put any border. Between you and Allah Almighty, don't put any border. Even you enter to the warm zone, it's okay. You will be then melted and no more to be appearing again, by love of Allah Almighty and love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Almighty, what is saying? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. That Allah Almighty ordered this nation of Rasulullah to fast, as He ordered past nation to fast. And all nations with their prophets, they asked to fast months of Ramadan, their prophets, and Allah refused. They say, months of Ramadan, I kept it for my sealed of prophet and his nation, only for them. Because no one can describe what Allah give in months of Ramadan. Only prophet, they a little bit smell about it, and for this they ask for this month. Only Rasulullah, after Allah giving, he knows what Allah is giving in months of Ramadan to the one whom obeying Allah Almighty and fasting. And fasting two kinds. Half of the fasting is to stop food and drinking and your shahwa, sexual desire. And the other half is the Taraweeh prayer and the Suhoor prayer, which means the Tahajjud. The Suhoor, Allah Almighty saying, I will give salam, and my malaika, they will go around seeing whom making suhoor, Allah will bless them by salam. The suhoor means before the azan of Fajr by 1 hour till 10 minutes before the azan. In this very valuable, appreciated time to Allah Almighty, one who will wake up to pray 2 rak'at, means this is the main important wisdom of the suhoor, to pray 2 rak'at, to please Allah Almighty and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to drink and to eat. Drinking and eating, this something they don't care. In first of Islam, when the order of fasting descended on Rasulullah, they used only to fast 24 hours altogether. Only they can have breakfast. There was no suhoor also. Only it was between Maghrib and Isha. This is the time to eat and to drink. Starting azan of Isha, stop, finish, till next day Maghrib. Until the Sahaba, all of them, they faint, falling down, not able, not used to fast. Then Allah Almighty descend His order that you can till the dawn is appearing, the white from the black on the sky, you can eat and drink. And Rasulullah say, Allah appointing malaika to see whom before azan of subh by 10 minutes and up to 1 hour or 2 hours, they are making suhoor, not merely eating and drinking, but whom they are praying the night prayer, the qiyamul layl, the tahajjud prayer, Because Allah Almighty, it is obligatory for Rasulullah saying, pray tahajjud, I will give you the maqam al-mahmud, and for the nation, according to that, everyone his rank, he will be given a maqam mahmud according how Allah programming every one of us if we pray in this appreciate valuable time which is called suhoor. And the malaika giving salam and Allah Almighty mean blessing peace over him, that all his physical problem will be solved, all his spiritual problem will be solved, all his sins will be erased, plus Allah will give barakah, that even the same amount of money enter to him, but it will be as if 100 times more than other months of the year. And so in months of Ramadan, you feel that the money between you are the same, but they are much more barakah, that you don't need to borrow or to loan or take from anyone else.
That's okay, because it was very far.
And for this 50% for food, 50%, the most important is to pray the suhoor prayer, which is mean tahajjud, and to have even a glass of water, thanking Allah Almighty by drinking, alhamdulillah to say, even 1, 2, 3 days is enough. No need to have a big plate full with rice to eat it. And Allah doesn't like full stomach. He was scolding, Rasulullah scolding the Sahaba, don't make your stomach to be full. Always, he said, when the king of Ethiopia sent to him, the Sultan of Ethiopia, a doctor, he said, we don't need a doctor. We are ones whom order from Allah Almighty, نحن قوم لا نأكل حتى نجوع, the hadith of Rasulullah. وَإِذَا أَكَلْنَا لَا نَشْبَعْ. We don't eat until we are so hungry, too much hungry, we eat. And when we are hungry and we eat, we will not make ourselves to be full up. Because Allah making 1/3 of the stomach for food, 1/3 of the stomach for water, 1/3 of stomach to be empty for digestion and for the air and the oxidation of the oxygen with the food, so that the malaika easily digesting the food with the stomach. Now, the one of us is filling his stomach so until the throat. We want to pray the Taraweeh, the food will come from out of his mouth. It is not order of Allah Almighty. Allah saying, keep yourself, eat when you are hungry, but keep yourself not full. Keep the stomach well in peace, well digesting. Don't fill it so that it's not able to digest. But nowadays, people filling it with rice, with meat, with food, then with sweet, with candies, then with tea, with coffee. Then not enough after 1-2 hours of Taraweeh finished to quickly filling plate and eating. And Allah making month of Ramadan to be looks like suluk, where not to eat too much, and to be make zuhud in food, that only eat one kind is enough, so that to teach your ego, yourself, how to obey Allah Almighty, because nothing makes the ego to be under the order of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah except hungerness. And for this, at least Rasulullah, he said, the last 10 days of month of Ramadan, make i'tikaf, which means make suluk. Don't eat too much. Day and night, take a leave from your work, whatever you want, and keep yourself busy with Allah Almighty and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And for this, Allah Almighty is He make this month of Ramadan to the nation of Rasulullah and to Rasulullah, so that they will be purifying themselves and cleaning themselves spiritually and physically, so that Allah Almighty will dress them by what? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, by taqwa. Because the taqwa is the most important in Islam. You see the whole Quran, perhaps 1 or 2 ayat for worshippers, or no ayat for worshippers that Allah is going to reward them. But all the ayat, Allah is going to reward and is pleased and happy from whom? From al-muttaqeen. Inna lil-muttaqeen mafaza. Inna al-muttaqeen fi maq'adi sidqin 'inda malikin muqtadir. Inna al-muttaqeen fi jannatin wa anhara. All the ayat of good tidings and rewarding and paradise is given to the one whom dressed by taqwa. And the best to make you dressed by taqwa from Allah Almighty is months of Ramadan, fasting months of Ramadan. Because Allah says the one who fasts, Allah will dress him by taqwa. كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. That Allah will dress you by taqwa. And Allah Almighty likes taqwa, and He told His beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, teach Sahaba to always search for any deed which make them, this deed to be like magnetic, bringing from me to dress them taqwa. Because if they dress by taqwa, then they got happiness in this life, in grave, and in the other life. يوم نحشر المتقين إلى الرحمن وفدا. In Surah Maryam, Allah saying, يوم نحشر المتقين إلى الرحمن وفدا. That the one whom dressed by taqwa, they will be the VIP group, bunch of people whom they will be crowded directly to the divine presence of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah without questioning, without even Allah Almighty to tell them why you did this or that, but they will be directly entering their maqams without any question. And the taqwa only come by obeying Allah Almighty and Rasulullah, especially months of Ramadan. Allah make it a month that by the end of it, the one who obey and follow the fasting of it, Allah will bless him by taqwa. And taqwa make the one to be upgraded, to be under the liwa al-hamd of Rasulullah. أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم مع النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا. And for this Allah Almighty say, as much as you can in months of Ramadan, always say shukr to Allah Almighty. لعلكم تشكرون لعلكم تتقون. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. As much as you can, show shukr to Allah Almighty. Even you have nothing to eat evening, say shukr to Allah Almighty. Alhamdulillah, you will make me full, even I don't have food. Allah will send special malaika with food from Jannah to fill your stomach in months of Ramadan. He promised Rasulullah, as I descend a dinner table to disciple of Isa alayhi salam, I will descend tables like this with the malaika to all whom they are fasting. If they have food, their food will be a dinner from me. And if they don't have food, I will fill their stomach with malaika from paradises, by tables of dinner, malaika will fill their stomach. Never they will see themselves after the azan of Maghrib that they are hungry. Even one cup of water, glass of water, it will make them to be full up. لعلكم تشكرون, to say always, to make shukr to Allah Almighty, and as much as you can to say takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. For this Taraweeh is something, a kind of making so much takbir to Allah Almighty after, in the Isha time, after you break your fast, by saying all the rak'at, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Subhanallah. Sami Allah, Allahu Akbar, all the prayer is takbir by takbir, because Allah ordering as much as you can make takbir, and the best takbir is in prayer. And for this, the Taraweeh is full is takbir to Allah Almighty, and for this it is completing the second half of the fasting of month of Ramadan. And for awliya, their fasting by their soul mean that they are not depending on their physical body, but they are depending on their spiritual body, which always is the divine presence of Allah Almighty, which Allah dressing it by dinner table from heavens, filling their stomach, and making to be busy all the time with Allah Almighty, with Rasulullah, even they are between people, but their heart is busy and their soul is Allah Almighty and Rasulullah. Allah, this ayat in the Holy Quran, you can read it in Surah Al-Baqarah, in the ayat about months of Ramadan. No time now to tell all of it. Even though Allah making months of Ramadan to be hand between earth and heavens, will not be accepted also the fasting side, not the Taraweeh and the Suhoor prayers, but the fasting side to stop food, eat and drink will be hand until you purify it. Not enough to purify it by worshipping, but also you must purify it by what the most precious for yourself, and the most precious for the one of us is the money of him. If you don't pay the money of zakat al-fitr, it is called, the month of Ramadan will be hanged between earth and heavens, will not go to Allah Almighty, will not reach to heavens, must be always purified, must be always clean by what you love, the most what you love, even much more than yourself, you love your money. And for this you must pay to the poor during the month, and the best who pay during the month before the day of Eid al-Fitr. Why? Because there's plenty of people, poor people, whom they don't have anything to eat or to dress, and they are in need from the rich to give them. To purify your fasting is to give from what yourself loves too much. The self of the one, Rasulullah said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the beloved to the self of the one, not his wife, not his children, not his family, not his father, not his mother, his money. And for this, the first thing when he will be survive Yawm al-Qiyamah, what he will ask, Rasulullah will say, Ummati, Ummati, and the awliya will say also our murids and our ummah, the nation of Rasulullah, while the one of us he will say, my money, my money. Where is my money? Already finished. The inheritance, they took it and they make on you something, as I want to say. The first thing they visit you, then they make anniversary for you, and finish. After 40 days, count years. You will not see even one of them. What they are doing? Spending what you left in useless things that make curses to come over them. And for this, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, the month of Ramadan, the first 10 days, Allah blessing all the nation of Rasulullah by mercies from Allah Almighty. These mercies open mean new oceans of mercies which never was opened before. This year Allah opening endless and unimaginable oceans of mercies which never was opened from time to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam till nowadays. And Rasulullah is the one who is dividing these mercies of Allah Almighty on His nation and on children of Adam alayhi salam, because by these mercies Allah will upgrade you for the second 10 days. And the second 10 days Allah will enter you into the ocean of forgiveness of Allah Almighty. Just you enter into ocean of forgiveness, you will be then shining, sparkling with lights of Allah Almighty. with the divinely lives of the holy face of Allah Almighty, with the divinely lives of the holy face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then you have ability, you are prepared for the third 10 days, which Allah Almighty, the one who is sparkling and dressed by this light of mercy and forgiveness, Allah will say, you are free. I am freeing you. I am making you to be no more the fire to touch you of Jahannam of hell, but directly without questioning you will be entering to paradises by these lights which you are carrying in. And for this Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, first 10 days is mercies, ocean of mercies will be opened, covering the nation of Rasulullah. The second day is ocean of forgiveness, also cannot be imagined what's going to be this year going to Allah open from forgiveness until He will open and Rasulullah will divide. Then in the third, last 10 days, Allah will going to make all be saved from Jahannam for the sake of these lights which dressed from the mercies and the ocean of forgiveness from Allah Almighty over them. Because this light, if anyone Allah throw him in Jahannam, these lights will make the Jahannam, all of it, to be extinguished, to be finished. It will be no more, any more existing. And for this, no one of them will enter the Jahannam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that month of Ramadan is the heart of the year. The heart of the 12 months is the month of Ramadan. If you adjust this heart, then all the body, the 12 months will be well adjusted. But if you spoil it, then all the 12 months of the year will be spoiled. And for this, this is the heart of the year. If you clean it, purify it, then all the year for you, it will be blessing, barakah, risky, life, forgiveness, mercy from Allah Almighty. But if you miss this month to be reaching this, then all the year it will be so untolerated to the one. So too much problem, too much difficulties. And the people say, why are all these difficulties coming on us? Because you didn't keep respect in month of Ramadan to this honorable guest month of Ramadan and to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to Allah Almighty. And in this month, day and night, in every minute, all doors of heavens is open, all doors of earth is open, all doors of the throne is of the throne of Allah Almighty is open. Anyone would say, Ya Rab, Allah ready to give him what he will ask. Starting from the first eve, last night, this open till the third day of the Eid al-Fitr. And for this, the Fridays in month of Ramadan, the day of Fridays, is so valuable in month of Ramadan, as month of Ramadan is so appreciated and valuable from all other months. The same Fridays, the Fridays in month of Ramadan is like this, so appreciated by Allah Almighty for the one who keeps himself in Friday only doing nothing except worshiping Allah Almighty. Even for iftar for him, he will take a little amount of rice to eat it, drink water, and continue worshipping until he will feel sleepy. Sleeping is worshipping, waking up then for tahajjud and suhoor is also worshipping, all in the breathing is worshipping. Like this, Allah will accept the one who will be Fridays, making them, specializing them to be only for Allah Almighty, not to work anything of dunya except to be working for Allah Almighty, to be serving Allah Almighty in the day of Friday. And the one who make month of Ramadan unhappy from him, month of Ramadan will refuse to make shafa'ah for him. And Rasulullah said, my shafa'ah for all whom committing the badness. And the most badness is to make unrespect to month of Ramadan. So Rasulullah will come to make for you shafa'ah, month of Ramadan will interfere. Ya Rasulullah, don't make for him shafa'ah. I will get angry, unhappy. I am Rasulullah, even, Ya Rasulullah. He was so unrespectful to me. He was so terrible to me. I don't want him to be respected by Allah Almighty and by you. Please don't make shafa'ah. Then Rasulullah will say, I will not make shafa'ah for the one whom month of Ramadan is unhappy from. Like this the hadith of Rasulullah. And so this is some of there is plenty, but now it will take too long tomorrow we'll continue about it. But now we'll go to what we want to speak about the Naqshbandi way. Naqshbandi Aliyya way. There is no other way, name for Naqshbandi Aliyya way. Don't think there is plenty of names, because nowadays they say that even all these names, all these titles given to Naqshbandi way, all they are very nice and very good because related to big awliya, but really is not good. For example, you can say, La ilaha illallah Musa Rasulullah. Is not Musa Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Isa Rasulullah. Is not. La ilaha illallah Ibrahim Rasulullah. You can. It's good. But you will be a real Muslim until you say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. And the same, the Naqshbandi Aliyya way. If you put so titles, good, they are not saying, but it will not be accepted until you will say, put the name of Allah Almighty beside it. And Aliyya means Al-Aliyyul Azim, to Allah Almighty. And without the name of Allah Almighty, how it will be a way to Allah Almighty? If you, for example, you say Naqshbandiyya Khalidiyya, where Allah Almighty? You are worshipping Sayyidina Khalid. If you say Naqshbandiyya Nazimiyya, you are worshipping Nazim. If you say Naqshbandiyya Mujaddidiyya, you are worshipping Mujaddidi. But if you say Naqshbandiyya Aliyya mean, you are worshipping Al-Aliyyul Azim, Allah Almighty. And for this is the more accepted to have this intention when you want to follow a Sufi way, to name it by the name of Allah Almighty. Don't name it by the name of its shaykh. For example, the Qadiri people, they say we are Qadiri. According to Sayyid Abdul Qadir Gailan, he refused. He said no, it's not Qadiri way. It is a Sufi way from Rasulullah, but it is for Allah Almighty. Put the name of Allah Almighty, don't put my name. Same Sayyidina Muhammad al-Arabi, same all the 40 ways. And for this, all of them, they related themselves from whom they took the secret. They took the secret from Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu. And Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu took the secret from Rasulullah. And Rasulullah, he took the secret from Allah Almighty. And the same for the Naqshbandiyya way. And for this, what Allah says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kunu rabbaniyya. Yani say, I am a Qadiri Rabbani. I am a Naqshbandi Aliyya Rabbani. Everything put the name of Allah Almighty is it. Don't put the name of Allah Almighty aside. Then even for to eat, if you don't mention the name of Allah Almighty, this food will not be accepted by Allah. Even you want to make a qurban, if you don't say Bismillah Allahu Akbar, you are not allowed to eat from this meat. You must mention the name of Allah Almighty for everything. And so the advice and the will and the advice of Seed of Awliya Grand Shaykh Maulana Shah Abdullah Dasani قدس الله سوء أن سلطان وقول مولانا شيخ ناظر قدس الله سوء. The one who will do by this advice, I guarantee for him, by the guarantee from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Rasulullah, Allah Almighty guarantee for him that he will be reaching to the highest, to the highest, to the highest ranks in the divine presence of the essence of Allah Almighty and the delights of the essence of Allah Almighty, not to the divinely godly world of attributes or names of Allah Almighty, but to the divine delights of the essence of Allah Almighty, which means he will reach to the ocean of uniqueness of Allah Almighty, to ahadiyya of Allah Almighty, if we do by this advice. But Allah Almighty guaranteed this for Rasulullah, and Rasulullah guaranteed this for Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu and Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, whom they are the two imams of all the Sufi ways coming to Yawm al-Qiyamah. And for this, the awliyahum appointed to guide people in the way of Allah Almighty, they said, if you do by this advice, you will reach that maqam. If you don't do by this advice, then you will reach to the Makkah ranks, which it will be suitable for you. For example, the one who has these, they can give him meat, they can give him sweet. The one who has no teeth, what they will give him? The donkey, what they give him? They give him tibbin. Tibbin, what tibbin?
Porridge?
No, no porridge, that's not porridge. This, the cover of the wheat and all these, yeah, they give him things which is can eat it. But the one who has these, he can get things which cannot be given to the one who has no these. And for this, the one who wants the high maqams must be always doing by the high level of advice of Allah Almighty and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And for this, Sultan al-Awliya is saying that this advice will make the one to reach to the highest rank, which no one of the Sahaba able to reach it except Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu. Then after them, Sayyidina Umar and Sayyidina Osman, and then after them, the 10 whom Rasulullah read them by good tidings that they are Ahlul Jannah, and then from one Sahaba to another. But he will be reaching to the top, to be twins to Siddiq and to Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu by this advice. And also Allah guarantees that the one who do by this advice, Allah will equalize in him the 4 elements, because everyone is created from 4 elements. From air, from fire, from sand, dust, sand, and from what? Water. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. From water. Everything alive is from water, because Allah making the water to be the life for everything. The life of sand is water. The life of fire is water. The life of air is water or all. And the life for all these 4 elements in you, what? The light of Allah Almighty. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard is saying. And for this Sultan al-Awliya saying, never say that Allah saying, مِنَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ. We have created you from this earth, and you are going to return to this earth, and you are going to be again come from this earth. This does not mean that you are going to be dust, sand. Even your body will be totally finished in the earth, but not as a dust, as the other religion people of other, they think that we will be dust, nothing. Allah saying, even you will see yourself a dust, but you are not dust. Because the dust also descend is the light of Allah from the light of Allah Almighty. Because Allah saying, I am the light of earths and heavens, which means I am the light of your physical body and your spiritual body. Yani for the soul like heavens in the one of us, and the earth is like the physical body, and for the earthly body of us, really it is from the light of Allah Almighty, as the heavenly body in us, which is the soul, is also from the light of Allah Almighty. And for this Allah saying, Allah, the light of heavens and earths. Not only these heavens you see by your eyes, it's adjusted for your eyes, but your soul, you can see it. If you can see it, you can invite it to you, to talk with her. Anyone can invite his soul to sit and talk with her. And some crazy people, they say we have vision, we can invite awliya who passed away, we can communicate with dead ones. If you can like this, communicate with yourself first. You can't communicate with yourself. Can anyone communicate with his soul? Show me one. Can communicate with his soul? Is it not like this? And they say you communicate. You have to communicate, and you are not able to communicate with your soul first, with yourself. And you will say you are communicating with others. And Allah saying all these souls, all these realities of whom passed away and still alive or coming, in my hand. فَسُبْحَانَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ مَلَكُوتُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Praise be to be the one whom in his mighty hand, the realities, the malakut mean realities of everything, and all returning to him. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. And all returning to him. When you can reach the hand of Allah Almighty and return to it, then you can communicate with yourself. You can invite your soul, otherwise you can. And for this suluk and awliya, like one Shaykh, 125 years he lived, 100 years was suluk for him, smashing himself, not sitting with people alone in his cell, not eating even 7 dates, 2-3 dates in the 24 hours, or 2-3 olives, without bread, without rice, without anything, until he was totally finished. Then Allah survived him by malakuti life, to continue the other 25 to sit between people and to give these unseen knowledge and divine knowledge which Allah opened on him to not only the murid, but to make all whom they have in the day of promises, the promises Allah Almighty to wish to be awliyaullah, to complete them and to make them awliyaullah. He was not interested with the whom they, like us, sitting near him, but he was addressing the one whom cannot see them, Rijalul Ghayb, the unseen man of Allah Almighty, as Allah saying, Rasulullah in the hadith, Lillahi Rijalun, for Allah Almighty man, if إذا أرادوا if they want something or wish something, Allah will immediately give it to them and do it for them. For this to reach that maqam, he, for all the nation, from time of Rasulullah till day of judgment, he smashed himself 100 years until he was dressed by this maqam to reach this awliya to that maqam. And he was the teacher to open the secrets of the Holy Quran on Sahib al-Zaman. He is the key. He is the channel from Rasulullah, Sayyidina Bakr as-Siddiq and Sayyidina Ali to open the secrets of the Holy Quran for Imam Sahib al-Zaman to address it to all the nation of Rasulullah. It is like this, not from my pocket. Awliyaullah never they talk by anything which not ordered by Rasulullah to be given to the one listening to them. When Rasulullah gives permission, they talk, only they translate from the spirituality of Rasulullah, which is always beside them. Always spirituality of Rasulullah beside these big awliya, as Rasulullah told to Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq when he complete him in 3 nights and 3 days in cave of Thor, when they were immigrating from Mecca to Medina, he made for Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq complete. Already he made too much suluk for him in heavens before Allah created it in the physical body, but as a physical body, he complete him in 3 night and day suluk in the cave of Thor. And this is the wisdom of all this trip of immigration from Mecca to Medina. And he completed him, and what he dressed him by what? Inna Allah ma'ana. Inna Allah ma'ana. What is the meaning of Inna Allah ma'ana? That Allah Almighty, we are with the witness of Allah Almighty. We are always accompanied by Allah Almighty. Never Allah Almighty, as He told to Sayyidina Musa, go to Pharaoh, to Pharaoh. I am hearing and listening. I am the one talking to him, not you. I am with you. Inni ma'akuma asma wa ara. Like this, Rasulullah makes Siddiq to read that maqam, to be with the witness, accompanied with Allah Almighty, as he was reaching to be Fana and Rasulullah, accompanied with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to carry the nation of Rasulullah. Otherwise, no one of the Sahaba was able to carry the nation of Rasulullah except the completing of Siddiq by Rasulullah, that he carry all the nation of Rasulullah after him. And for this you see that Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu was like an ocean full. And when a kettle is full, don't hear a voice for it. If it is half, shake it, hear a voice. But when it's full, no more voice. And for this, not coming from him 17 hadith. Other Sahaba, thousands and thousands of hadith. From Siddiq, not even 17 hadith altogether. And all the rest of the knowledge from his chest, the chest of the nation of Rasulullah. Salman al-Farisi, Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Uthman, all Sahaba, from chest to chest as wahi. He used to give them the divine knowledge from Rasulullah, from his heart to their heart, direct. And for this they were full with divine knowledge and divine technology. As Sayyidina Umar was calling the Sahaba, Sariyatul Jabal, from Medina to Persia, all from the miracles and barakah of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. And the one who do by this advice, Maulana say, in this time, which we are living in it now, the worst time this one, he will be gaining and rewarding from Allah Almighty by whatever cannot be even entering into imagination for all past awliya whom they smashed their bodies and spent all their life in suluk and in seclusions and in worshipping and zuhud to Allah Almighty, by only doing by this small advice. What is going to come in front of us, but not in one day I can finish it, because every line I am taking 1 hour. Now this introduction for what is to do to this advice. What is advice? You are doing it, but you don't know about it. Everyone is doing it, but no one knows what is inside it, what the secrets inside. And so the one who do by this advice, in this time, whatever, like Sayyidina Bayezid al-Bastami, Sultan of Noah, Sultan al-Arifin, all big sultans of awliya, Sultan al-Zahidin, Sultan al-Arifin, Sultan, Now, a common one who will enter and make bay'ah and do by this, he will get what these they were not able to get. He will be dressed by Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, Sayyidina Ali, and by Rasulullah what the other was not able to reach. If they do by the advice of Grand Sultan only. And he will get the highest rank, and then Allah will crown him by the greatest name. Not everyone is crowned by the greatest name of Allah Almighty. Even everyone has this. Everyone is appearing, existing by the greatest name of Allah Almighty. But there is one greatest name of Allah Almighty related to Allah Almighty, to Him. The one who do by this advice, he will be crowned by that name, not by his name, which is appearing by it, but by the real name of the essence of Allah Almighty. May Allah forgive us and mercy us to know, inshallah, we continue. حرمة الحبيب حرمة الفاتحة. الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. إلى شرف النبي سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وآله وصحبه. حضرة الأستاذ والسادة من الفاتحة. I cannot make it longer today. Why? I forgot that I promised ladies I will come to Lady Zikr at 5:30. So I said we will cancel noon time to come. I will come Asr. Then morning I say we will announce Zuhr time, subhanAllah, without remembering. May Allah make it like this so that we start. Today is Monday, good day to start. And for this, now I have something to do. And to continue I didn't yet read one juz of Quran or two. Now I will read because after 1 hour I must return here 5:30. 6:30.
They come 6 o'clock.
No, they told me months of Ramadan 5:30 they will be so that they can reach back home at Maghrib. So I want to come again. Otherwise we'll continue a little bit more, but tomorrow inshallah. Fatih.
Oceans. One of the oceans.
No, this is only introduction. Why ocean? Ocean not coming yet. Even not wave this. Even not drop from the ocean yet. We are on the shore yet.
For us it's ocean.
And for me also, but the ocean coming. When we will see the ocean, we will get flying. Allah, assalamu alaikum. Allah bless all of you. Inshallah tomorrow will continue. Who will come, most welcome. The one who is busy, don't come. The one is not busy, free, most welcome. Man and woman. 1:30 every day, inshallah.